Hey, hi, welcome back to the session. And let us get started with conditional statements, ternary operator, and switch statement. And this is a very important topic. This will um, initialize the foundation to actually get started in Java. And whatever we read in previous session was important, but this is really important. And the session after this one is more important than this one, that is loops. So yeah, I won't waste a lot of time. Let us get started. So I'll open my Kali. Yeah. So okay. So we are getting started with the conditional statement. So what are conditional statements? So there is this very great AI boom. Everyone is talking about AI. Everyone is making agents and whatnot. Like everyone is doing something or the another. So we are talking about AI, ML, and AI is able to do a lot of things, etc., etc. But somewhere deep down, the rough concept is basically you are given something. If this is that, do this, otherwise do that. That is when you go to a very very initial foundation how AI was formed. Currently there are a lot of things in AI, like everything, like MCP came, a lot of things are coming, but the initial foundation is somewhere like if and else. If this is this, do this, else this, do this. That is how it is working. Now this is known as conditional statement, so execute via condition. So let's suppose maybe you are riding a Tesla car. So your Tesla car is programmed in a way, so you know what is Tesla. So it's an vehicle, it's an EV vehicle that can run by its own. I know I'm bad at drawings, but this looks like a fish more than a car. Wait, now this looks like a car. Okay, I'll make it more round. I'll make another tire and another tire. Yeah. So for a Tesla car, let's suppose the Tesla car is going by itself. So maybe maybe a restriction comes. Maybe something, a board is here. So there is an if and else statement. If you have anything, then stop. So there is a condition. If there is anything, yes, so stop. Otherwise, drive. Like there is no, so drive. That's a if else. Like it's a condition. If this happens, execute this. Otherwise, execute this. And almost everything in programming works on if else. If user exists in database, go and hand him a token. If user do not exist in database, create the user and then hand him the token. If user exists in database, give him his profile. If user do not exist in database, throw him an error that you are unauthorized. Everything is related to if and else. And yeah, so in Java we have something known as if and else. And you know what, syntax of if and else is same almost everywhere in almost every language. Roughly same. Some languages follow a different syntax, but generally syntax is same. Now how do we do it? So how does it work? Like you pass up a statement, with a condition. You say this is the statement and then there is a condition. The condition will return two things. It can be a true or it can be a false. You can say if it's a true, what to do. If the statement is true, what to do, like execute A. And if the statement is false, execute B. That is simple. This is how if and else work. Now what we can do, we can go to our code base and yeah, clear ls. We'll create a directory again, mkdir 004, and I'll create again con.java, let us know, and we have to go to touch. Con.java is made. Okay, we have to go inside the folder as well. I will just quickly move this. yeah, we got this. And bear me with the syntax again. I'll do class con public static void main with this string a, and I'll do system.out.println hello, I'm in a Java program. So what we will do, we'll go to the 004 directory. We'll see we have con.java. Yes, we can compile this code, con.java, and we can run this code. It generated a bytecode, and now we can run this code java. Okay, so this is what now we are talking about if and else. Now, okay, we can remove this or we can keep this. I get int n equal to 1, and I tell if n is equal to what is this operator? We talked about this operator in the previous session. It's a relational operator. Is 1, or let's not do this like this, then I have to turn off the auto suggestion. This is really irritating. Then do this, else do this. So I'll print number is 1, otherwise number is not 1. Perfect. We can take the shortcut. We'll do this. Before that, let me save. So it says number is 1. So I hope you get this. For if there is an if, then I have to add a condition here. It's a boolean concept. Whatever I'm chipping in, it should return a boolean value. I can just return a boolean value like this. Like I can do true here. This will still work. It will show number is 1. Or I can do false here. This will show number is not 1. So you can chip in any sort of condition. And this will work. So this should throw a boolean. So we did n, or I can do like n greater than 0, n greater than 0. So it should show that it should show n is 1 because n is greater than 0. If this case gets executed, else won't get executed. If gets executed, then else won't get executed. If is not executed, then else will get executed. I hope you understand this. If this is happening, the false part will not happen. If false part is happening, then true part won't happen. Simple. Now that is it. Now you can play with it. Like you can do multiple condition like and n should be less than 10, like this. So it shall work because n is less than 10. If I do 11 here, then my else statement should be printed. Yeah, it is getting printed. Yeah, so this is easy. This is really easy. Now what we can do, now I want something to check, and then I want something to check again, and then else. So what is this? I can do it like else if, and I can chip in another condition like maybe this, and I can do this. So I hope you understood this. So it will check for this. If this is not true, it will go for this. If this is not true, it will execute this. It won't check. Else do not have any statement. Else do not have any condition. This is sort of a fallback. I hope you understand that. And yeah, that is really easy. Else if. Also one thing more. I have not chipped in curly brackets. Technically I have to. Like I have to do it like this. Why I did not do it? Because this is a single statement. For Java, this will work because if you want to execute single statement after a if else or else if, you can just do it like this. You don't have to define the scope. It will understand that this line number 8 is a part of line number 7 because it contains an else if. But if you have multiple lines, then you have to put up a bracket. And yeah, that's easy. You can put up a bracket here as well, and yeah, this will still work. That is all about if and else. If and else is really easy, and you can do anything. You can play with anything in if and else. Yeah. Now, our conditional statement was if and else. This is easy. I'll quickly check if video is getting recorded. Yeah. Now, there is something known as ternary operator. Now, what is a ternary operator? It's a very beautiful concept because I have used this a lot in front end. We'll type this ERNERY I guess. Yeah. Ternary operator. What's a ternary operator? Now think this like maybe I want this condition only. So let's suppose I have this. I want like let's suppose this. I want to save the result in a way that if n is 0, then result should be 10. Then result should be 10. If n is not 0, then result should be 20. I want something like that. So I can do this. It's easy. So I can do if n is equal to 0, then result result is equal to 10. Just a sec. Result should be 10. Else result should be 20. This is easy, and I can do system.out.print.result, and this will work. So it throws an error. Int cannot be converted to a boolean. Okay, so there should be a equal to. We talked about this. This single equal to is an assignment operator. We are talking about boolean. So this worked. N is 0, so it has chipped in 10. If I do it n to be 1, n to be if I do n to be 1, it should give 20. So it is giving 20. But can you see this is really not a great way? This is really not a great way. I can comment out this. What I can do, I can use ternary operator. How does ternary operator look like? So its syntax is question mark and then colon. Now you will find this in a lot of almost every language. You generally find every small fundamental things like foundational thing like arithmetic operator, ternary operators, and all in languages. So you can use exactly this in React.js. I have used this a lot. So how do we do this? So there is a condition. And we say if represented is like this. If this is true, then execute what is exactly after this question mark. Otherwise is represented by this. Otherwise represent this. So if this let's suppose this is a condition. If this is true, it will execute what's here. This is true, it will execute what's here, and if it is false, it will execute what is here. This is very basic, isn't it? And that's how it works. It's a very beautiful way to encapsulate a very bulky 4-5 statement into a single statement. We can do this. Yeah, see, it did. It's easy. So what it is doing, result equal to, if this is the condition, if this condition is true, then result should be 10, otherwise result should be 20. Isn't it easy? We can check this. So result goes 20 because n is 1 here, and I can do this 1, or I can do this 0, I can do this 0 here, and this should give me 10. Yeah, it is giving me 10. Perfect. This is something known as ternary operator. It's a very beautiful concept, and yeah. Now we got to know about there is something known as if else. We got to know there is something known as else, if else, if else. There is something known as ternary operator. How we can do this comparison, or what you can do. So you can do multiple comparison. Like you can add up another statement here, and then if that is true, you can do like 10 or 20 here. You can check for something. So if it is true, it will again check based on that something. Yeah. So for now, let us be like this, and yeah, so that is all about ternary operators. This is easy. For now, just learn about this, and you're really good to go. Now let us talk about our another interesting thing, switch statements. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's suppose you're trying to make a software, and you want whatever month is going on, you want to show it in your dashboard. So maybe the user chips in 1, so that's January. Or maybe you do the calculation of date and all, you get to know the month is like 01. Month is like 01. So you want to print January in the dashboard. If the month is like 02, you want to do February. And if the month is 03, you want to do March, and so on. Now you can do this is easy. You can do this via if and else. Let us try this. I'll just remove this all, and we can do int num. We're gonna calculate this num by some method. So num is like, currently we are at January, and I can do if num is equal to 1, then system dot out dot println Jan, January. Now it should give me auto suggestion. And now I can do else if February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, perfect. I can do this. Okay, so it shows there should be a semicolon. Okay, and what it shows, cannot find the symbol result. There is something result. Yeah, we are printing this. You can do this. It shows January. If I do 12 here, it should show me December. It is showing December. It is working perfect. But can you see this is so complex? Like, for a very small code, I had to write this all, and it's not something very complex, but the neatness has gone. And is there any better way of writing this? Is there anything that I can do to make it look better? How do I do it? And yeah, there is a way. There is something known as switch statement. What's a switch statement? It's gonna switch statement we have mentioned here. There's gonna be a switch statement. It's gonna take a variable. So it's gonna take a variable here, and it will start like we do if. Here we do case, and then we pass on that case. Maybe I am taking num here. If I pass 1 here, then execute this statement. Then otherwise execute case is 2. Then otherwise execute this statement, and that's how it will really work. And yeah, now there is a catch here. Not the try and catch of JavaScript, but let us see. We can remove all this, and what I can do a switch. SWITCH. I will take num into this, and I can do case 1, not this, case 1, and I can do system dot out dot println, that is January, and I can do case 2 February. It should autocomplete is great when you have to do a lot of manual things, but for explaining the concept, auto correct is like auto suggestion. Autocomplete is not great. Yeah, now let us try this. It should give me December, because 12 is the num here, and it gives me December, so it is giving me December, and I intentionally chipped in 12 here. Now what if I do 1 here? What it should give me? It will give me the whole line. It gave me the whole line. Why it worked like that? So for switch statement, if this goes true, it's going to execute all the statement below it. I intentionally did December because there is no statement, so this might create a farce in your mind that this works like else if. No, it does not. If this statement is true, it's going to execute everything below that, but then it doesn't solve our problem. We wanted something like else if, but to be more neat. This is neat, but not exactly working like else if. What should I do? I can put up a break. What a break will do, the second it matches and there is a break comes, it just comes out of the switch condition, and if I do this, wait, okay, I have not saved it. So it gave me January because number matched, it printed January, and then break came. Now you have to do break in all of them, like do break here, do break here, because for any statement, any condition to be checked, I want to get out of the switch statement. So yeah, that is the thing, and yeah, I hope you understood this much. And mhm, yeah, okay, so we can do this. Now one thing, we can just reuse the code. I'll just paste break. I'll just paste break in all of them. Now think of the edge cases, because on internet edge cases are really important. We don't know what our user gonna chip in. It can be anything. It can be a bug as well. What I'm gonna do? Maybe the user chips in 13. Let us try to chip in 13. What will it do? Let us do 13. It printed out December. Why? If a user do maybe 40, it again printed out December. No, it did not. It did not print it out December. Um, so I did not save it. So I want something like to understand that this is really not my case. I want something from 1 to 12. Why? Because that is my use case. I want, if someone chips in 1, I should print January. The month goes like till 12. I want something to catch everything. So what I'll do, I will do a default. What I'll do, invalid number. And if I do run it, it shows invalid month number, because 40 is not a month. 40 is really not a month. So yeah, that is all about switch statements. Also, there is a way to avoid this break thing, and break is really important. Break is not just to be understood with the context of switch statement. Break will come in a lot of other concepts, and for a matter of fact, it will come in the next lecture as well, that is of loops. And yeah, we'll see what are loops and all in next chapter, in the next session. So that is all about conditional statement. If the video is working, yeah, video is working. So what did we learn? We learned there is something known as conditions. What are conditions? What is conditions? If something is happening, do this. If it is not happening, do that. If something has happened, do this. Otherwise, do that. This or this. If this is true, do this. If this is false, do that. This is simple. This is if and else. And if and else is really important. I guess there is no language that can exist without these fundamental things. Else if, printing, arithmetic operators, operators in journal, and then we saw a very good way of ternary operator. What does ternary operator do? It helps us to write more neatly, and then we saw how to actually write more neatly, and so we got to know there is something known as switch statement. And we saw edge case where if you do not put break, it's not gonna check condition. If some statement goes true, it's gonna execute all the statement below it, and if I want to avoid it, I have to explicitly add a break statement. And yeah, that's all. And also, some of you were asking about the code. So what we will do, we'll quickly make a repository in front of you all, and if you don't know how to make a repo, you can just follow this. And what I'll do, I'll do a new repo here. And what I can do placement, placement placement repo, and this is the repo for the placement video series that is going on, and it's a public repo, and I don't have to add readme. Yeah, and I have this. I'll just quickly copy this, and I can go to the parent folder. So you make a repo, you give the description and all, and you paste this, and you have to do this like this, and I will just hit a reload, and all the code has come here. And you can open up for any lecture, and you'll get the code. And do not open the class code, because that's a byte code, but you can see these. And yeah, I guess this works. I'll just go to my profile. I'll just see. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So I hope you got to know about a little bit of Git. We can make a README as well. Let me show you how to make a README. And what I can do a readme readme dot md, and I can see this is a readme me. And how to push the code again? You can push it via here, but I'll do it via the CLI. How do we do it? First of all, let me clear all this. So what I do, git add dot, it's gonna add everything, then git commit minus hyphen m. What we have to do, added readme, then I can do get push origin head. So yeah, I can see the readme has come. Yeah, that is how our code will work. I'll chip in this code at the description as well. I hope you really like this session, and if you have any sort of doubt, you can come in the comment section. The frequency of the video will get increased. Even today you will get 2 videos. The loops video I'll record it after like this session, and if you have any sort of doubt, hit me up in the comment section, and soon we will make the Discord as well, so that it's easy for us to communicate. And I hope we do not stop in between. I really hope we just finish this playlist. If you have any sort of doubt, you know the drill. Thanks everyone.